Flagler has reeled off 6 straight wins and climbed into 8th place in the PBC. Today the Saints step out of conference for a rematch with Edward Waters. Saints baseball starts now. Hi everyone, thanks for joining us. Dave Wenda along with Jordan Fauci, our producer Laurel Plexico, and our sports information director John Jordan. Well, Jordan, the Saints have done exactly what they needed to, reeled off wins here at the end of the season to put themselves in a position to play in the PBC tournament. They're in 8th. And so what are you thinking here? Non-league game, just keep the momentum going, get tuned up. How would you approach it?
Most importantly, yes, like you said, keep the momentum going. Keep on this win streak. You don't want to drop a midweek game. You already took care of business the first time against Edward Waters. But more importantly, get the confidence in these bullpen arms. Allow it to grow. And you have a really tough opponent in Georgia Southwestern this coming weekend to determine whether or not you're in the playoffs. You may need some of those arms to pitch big innings, especially on a Sunday game. We've seen just last Sunday that the Sunday pitching wasn't up to par as it was on Friday and Saturday, so you may need big innings out of these guys. So look to the pitching staff really to try and establish confidence.
Good point. The senior Jake Janata gets the start today. One of 5 seniors, I believe it was, honored on Sunday's game, and one of the only ones, maybe the only one who did not play in the game, if I'm not mistaken.
Besides, I think...
Voorhees,
Voorhees and then Faulkner.
Right.
Yes, but I was surprised to see it, but they gave him the start today, which he's been usually one of the first 2 guys to pitch on the Tuesday games this season, so we'll see what he can do today.
Well, Janata will start off with Peyton Schubert, the shortstop. Couple of quick balls to Schubert. Janata on the season, making his 10th appearance, his 5th start. He's 0-1 with a 5.65 earned run average. And he's behind here 3-0.
Interesting tidbit about Janata. He started a game, or appeared in a game pitching against Flagler when he was with, I want to say, Valdosta.
Here's the 3-1. Foul tipped into the mitt. Strike 2. Saints defensively across the outfield is Donovan Garcia in left. Trey Newland is in center. Sims Owens is the right fielder. And across the infield, Jaden Ward is at third base. Clapp is at short. Matthew Burke manning his usual position at second, and Coy Phillips is at first base. Johnny Crowell is behind the plate, and Schubert is gone on strikes.
Good start there for Janata, battling back 2 quick balls, but keeping his composure and sending Schubert down on strikes.
So that brings up the catcher, Anthony Roman. Pops in a first pitch strike to Roman. Roman's a .268 hitter. He has hit a home run, driven in 24 on the season. Edward Waters from Jacksonville. Oh, 2 pitch is off the plate, ball 1. These teams met a week ago, Flagler winning 6-1. Janata started that game as well. One of 7 pitchers the Saints used in the victory. 1-2 is off the plate. Benjamin Stubbs ended up getting the win in that one. And Valente took the loss. Will Valente, who was the starter again for the Tigers this evening. Fouled out of play.
Another interesting tidbit about Janata. His father, Kenneth, a longtime professional water skier.
Wow. That's not a profession or a vocation that you hear about very often.
No.
I mean, in Florida, probably hear about it more than anywhere else.
Venture to say Florida is the water skiing capital of the states.
Foul down the third baseline. Cypress Springs, was that the famous water skiing place? Cypress Springs in the 60s. Had the water skiing shows.
Where Fonzie jumped the shark?
That was in Hawaii, I think, right when Fonzie jumped the shark. Sharply hit to Taylor Clapp at short. 2 down. I think there's a water skiing Hall of Fame here in Florida, if I'm not mistaken. I do a lot of traveling for work, and I feel like I've driven by the water skiing capital, or a Hall of Fame.
It is in Davenport, Florida.
Ah, very good. Sliced into right field, and this will go foul. Mark Morgan is our home plate umpire. I'm not sure who the base umpire is today. They're not reported as strictly as they are in the conference games.
Mark Morgan with the great set of hairs, always.
Yeah, he does. Saw him walking in. I thought he looks like he had a umpire-type bag with him, and I thought, could I be the umpire? Yes, he is.
Either him or Steven Seagal.
Well, he's in the right place because this game's going straight to video.
That one of his titles is so expressive, 3 words.
A little slow roller to Clapp. And he makes the play. 3 up and 3 down go the Tigers.
You know he was recently spotted in Russia training soldiers. I don't know if that's actually, that might be misinformation, but
You see the South Park episodes with him in it. It's got to be in a safe space. So funny. So now I am 2 and you're 1. Okay, good.
he's been a Russian citizen since 2016. Steven Seagal.
I thought it was just a Coastal Carolina baseball. He said they have unbelievable facilities. They have two-story batting cages that are indoors, enclosed, so they can bat regardless of the weather. And I guess they're really good too, like 10th in the nation. And ready for the home half of the inning. Here's Sims Owens leading things off. It'll be Owens, Trey Newland, and Donovan Garcia in the first to face Will Valenti. Popped up into left field. This will drift into foul territory, and making the catch is left fielder Caden Hutchinson. So here comes Trey Newland. A week ago, Newland was 2 for 2 with 2 runs driven in that 6-1 victory. Newland having himself a season, 311, second on the team in batting average. Or at least among the regulars. Mason Gray was leading the club at 347 when he went down with a season-ending hand injury. 2-0's the count to Newland. Edward Waters also used 7 pitchers last week. So a bullpen day for each club. Edward Waters 20-19 on the season. Flagler is 17-27. Talking about Flagler and their winning streak, they have climbed into 8th place by percentage points ahead of Augusta. And if you've joined us over the weekend at all, you probably heard us talk about this quite a bit. The top 8 teams make the PBC tournament. That's really been Flagler's goal since about mid-season when they realized they weren't going to be in the, say upper 4, the hosting type schools. Newland works the walk. They've won 6 straight overall. Five straight in the league. Newland breaks for second. The pitch skips away. And it's yet another stolen base for Newland. Newland now has 25 stolen bases in 27 attempts. And he is the PBC leader in that category. Batters Garcia, and he has a 1-0 count. Again, the pitch skips away. Newland moves up to third base on the wild pitch. Well, this has been the makeup of Flagler offensively. Get on base and then be very aggressive in the running game. Guys like Gray, Newland, Taylor Clapp.
Done a real good job this season. Haven't been thrown out all that much either. Newland, I'd venture to say that he's been picked off more times than he's been caught just straight taking a bag.
That's a good point.
Gets a very, very aggressive lead generally. I'd like to see Donovan Garcia get in motion here to prevent the double play.
Runners at the corners. The batter is Jaden Ward.
Valenti thinks the same thing as I. Checking on Garcia. Have to imagine he'd be in motion at some point.
Big lead for Garcia at first. And Valente is aware of it. And Garcia breaks for second. The ball is popped into right field. Drifting back is Chase Morris. He makes the catch. Newland will tag and score the game's first run.
So the hit and run was on. Luckily, Garcia with the presence of mind to get back after that was popped up. Not deep enough. Really, realistically, anything popped up into the outfield there is going to score Trey Newland.
Right, with Newland's speed. And I think Edward Waters was aware of it and did not even attempt a throw to the plate. Just cut it off and keep Garcia at first, keep the double play in order. Here's Coy Phillips. Fouled out of play. So again, back to the battle for the 8th and final PBC spot, and we were noticing the discrepancy between Augusta's conference record on the PBC website and their conference record on the school's website. The school had them at 12 and 15. The conference has them at 11 and 15, and there's a good reason for that. Augusta did win a 12th conference game as Garcia breaks for second. Throw is in time. Nice play by Roman. We'll sort out this conference tournament when we come back. Was that last year? Must have been. What's that? It's like 90 something, right? Wow. Second inning, 1-0 Flagler. And for the Tigers will be Leonel Garcia, Dequarius Tompkins, and Dalton Pass due up to face Janata.
Janata strong in the first inning. See if he can keep this going. I'd like to get as many innings out of him as possible. This could potentially be the last appearance of his college career, depending on how this goes and how this weekend goes.
Right.
So I'd like to see him end on a high note if this is his last appearance.
Flowing into right field, Owens drifts over, makes the play in foul territory. Yeah, he talked about the all-hands-on-deck approach this coming weekend, so I would imagine Janata will be available to come in if the Saints need some pitching help, perhaps even a Sunday starter. I'm not sure how Dave Barnett and Jeff Pelkey have things laid out. I would assume it'd be Gage Voorhees on Friday.
I have to imagine it'd be Gage Voorhees.
Dylan Faulkner on Saturday. Faulkner and Voorhees were outstanding this past weekend. Line drive, base hit. First hit of the game. And Tompkins is aboard.
They squared that one up nice. Good range there from Newland to cut it off, prevent extra bases. One of the benefits of having two quick guys, well actually three with Garcia out in the outfield as well today. You can get to those balls fast and turn a lot of would-be hard doubles into singles.
Right.
Or hustle doubles into singles.
Tompkins is 7 for 9 in stolen bases. So again, getting back to the standings, Augusta played Claflin on a Monday, and they won that game, but because it was not played on the weekend, it does not count as a win in the conference standings. It is a win overall. So that's why, even though they've played the same number of league games, Augusta is 11-15, and Flagler is 12-15.
That one just got away from Janata. Ran right up inside.
That brings up Caden Hutchinson, the left fielder. So essentially, here's the deal with Flagler and Augusta. Flagler visits first place Georgia Southwestern this weekend, and Augusta hosts 10th place USC Beaufort. If Flagler wins as many or more games as Augusta does this weekend, they have the final 8th spot in the PBC tournament. If Augusta wins one more than Flagler, they'll win that 8th spot by percentage points, and they'll be the last team in the tournament. Good-looking bender from Hutchinson. Flagler has done what they needed to do to put themselves in a position to control their own destiny in the final weekend of the regular season. 0-2 pitch stays upstairs.
Southwestern, if I'm not mistaken, is number 1 in the conference right now.
They are. They are 19-8, tied with USC Aiken for that top spot. Young Harris in third at 21-9. And Columbus State and Georgia College tied for fourth at 17-10.
It's a tough break there for the Saints because now Southwestern has a lot more to play for in this final series of the season as well.
Three and 2 is the count to Hutchinson. Line drive, base hit. This should score a run. Here comes Tompkins, and the throw will be cut off by the shortstop, and that ties the game at 1 apiece. That brings up John Nobles. Nobles, second baseman. Yeah, that's a good point about having, Georgia Southwestern having something to play for in terms of, well, 1, winning the regular season title, 2, having the 1 seed. The 2 top seeds will both host a 4-team tournament. So they're in a good position to host, but those aren't solidified either. Young Harris has actually played 3 more games than both of the top 2 teams, Southwestern and Aiken.
And Augusta having a rare week off last weekend. So they're rested coming into their 3-game set with USC Beaufort.
Yeah, they did not even play a non-league game, which was surprising. I'll look the runner back at second. So I'm guessing maybe Young Harris has at least the conference season or the conference schedule off because they have played 3 more games. So they're ahead of the game in terms of games played. Long run. And luckily for Sims Owens, that one falls foul.
He's with the right-hander warming up in the pen. I believe that's Brad Vondruska. Hopefully, Janata can roll up a double play ball.
Here's the 2-1. little bloop into left field, and closing and making the catch is Garcia. And there are 2 gone.
Now batting right field number 4, Chase Morris.
Yes, and I am correct in that Young Harris is done with their conference season. So they're in the clubhouse at 21-9, so to speak. They're playing Lee today. And then, in fact, having their senior day on a non-league game. That's kind of interesting. Throw behind the runner at first, and he's safe.
Oh, Dave Barnett's going to come out.
The base umpire was on the third base side of the mound. He did not have a great view of it. And here comes head coach Dave Barnett, wants to talk to, and again, we don't know the base umpire's name. But Coach Barnett will dispute the call. It looked from our vantage point that he was out.
Yeah, they got to make the right call.
And now the umpires will come together. So you have Mark Morgan, the home plate umpire, will overrule here.
Yeah, they hung him out to dry there. Janata getting a gift on the defensive play there from Crowell. Just not heads up base running, poor base running there, taking a massive secondary lead, not getting back to the bag. Hopefully they make the right call here.
Especially when they're the trail runner. I mean, where are you going?
You're not really involved in this play at all. Okay, they make the right call.
And there the call is made. That ends the inning on the pickoff. Bottom of the second inning, tied at 1. Due up for the Saints, Coy Phillips, Taylor Clapp, and Matthew Burke.
The first baseman, number 8, Coy Phillips.
Phillips has been red hot as of late. He's really been putting together really good at-bats. Barreling up a lot of balls. Even his outs have been loud. Great addition back into the Saints lineup.
Phillips with a 386 average. I had to double check that. 10 hits and 44 at-bats. So hasn't gotten a lot of opportunities, but he's been playing regularly at first base throughout this hot streak for the Saints. Phillips has not hit a home run. That's a little surprising.
Never say.
Big, strong kid.
Yeah, big, strong kid. Maybe he has a date with the monster in his future today.
3-2 pitch, swing and a miss. So here comes Taylor Clapp, shortstop. Clapp batting .240, 37 hits and 154 at bats. He has 9 doubles, a triple, 2 home runs, and has driven in 27. Saints got a run in the bottom of the first. Tigers answered with the equalizer in the top of this inning.
I like the approach from the Saints. Remembering just last week, Valenti struggled locating the zone, had a couple of walks. And the Saints able to score a run without getting a hit, which really just personifies this season.
Right. Absolutely. That's a good point, Jordan.
Saints adept at moving runners along.
Fly ball to right. And it's over the head of Morris. Extra bases for Clapp as he chugs into second with a stand-up double.
It's a tough play ranging back like that. The wind blowing, getting a little bit of help there for Taylor.
Here's Matthew Burke. By the way, that was the 10th double of the season for Clapp.
Tied for the team lead now with Jaden Ward.
Clapp's really settled in nicely at shortstop. He seems to have solidified that defensively, that position. And sometimes when you're feeling good on the defensive side, things start to work out the plate, and that has been the case. Here's a ground ball to second. Nobles makes the play.
Big spot here early in this one for someone who wanted to see get hot all season. It hasn't turned out that way, but hopefully get some momentum rolling into next weekend. Ashton Thomas, a tall, powerful left-hander.
Thomas has struggled to a 169 average. He has hit a couple long balls, driven in 12 on the season. His on base is up over at 324, so he does get on despite the low average.
A lot more patient we've seen, which is an encouraging sign, especially going into next season for him as well. You remember him just swinging at everything up there. Made a lot of contact, was very successful that way, but a more mature approach at the plate now for Thomas.
2-1 pitch is in for a strike. Swing and a miss, and that ends the inning. Still 1-1 as we head to the third. My friend remembers to come up here. Here he goes. All right, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it. All right. You remembered. Have a seat, my friend. And here's your headset. You? By the way, let's see. Here is the. Oh, where is it? Here are the starting lineups if you want to just follow along and that type of thing. Yeah, you're good. You're good. Up over there. Yeah, yeah. Have that on top of your head. No. Put those on your ears. But yeah, here you go. Is it comfortable? Yeah. Good enough? And then right up in here. Okay, great. All right, Dave. And it's Pegasus. Pegasus? Is that the best way to say it?
Just say Page.
Page?
Pegasus,
All right. We'll say Page.
Say Page. I should have pulled the shoulder watch. Now I'll hear you, right? 'Cause right now
You should. Yeah, we have the volume down, but yeah, when I bring it back, I'll bring you in and just be yourself.
ask me questions. Just feed me. I don't want to start talking about Coastal Carolina.
Well, we might get to that. And welcome back. Special guest joining us in the booth is my friend Jim Page, huge baseball fan, great player in his day, as well as fast pitch softball player, and first pitch swinging. Is not even able to introduce Jim before Chase Morris jumps on this one, and he's out at second.
Nice throw at second. Whew. Looking good in the outfield today. Thank you for the introduction, Dave.
Yeah, absolutely. Good to have you. Good to have you.
The fans can't see it, but I'm blushing on the radio.
So back to the top of the order, and here's Peyton Schubert, who struck out his first time. And, Jim, is this your first chance to see Flagler this season?
It is. It is. I have no good excuse why I haven't been down for a game.
Flown into left center. The left fielder will take it, Garcia. Well, you've been busy. I mean, you've been doing some traveling, just back from the Myrtle Beach area, and you saw one of the better D1 teams up there in Coastal Carolina.
That's right. I saw Coastal twice last week. They scored 12 runs one game and 15 the other game against Southern Miss, and that is a team that can rake.
Are they Conference USA then? Is that
CUSA, I believe. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. I'm trying to remember the conference they were in previously. But I want to see what they do in the regional. That'll be fun to watch.
This is Anthony Roman. Roman grounded out to short his first time and grounds to second this time. Matthew Burke has it.
There we go.
An easy 1-2-3 inning. And the Saints will bat coming up. And welcome back. Bottom of the third, still 1-1. And the Saints will send 9-1 and 2 to the plate. Johnny Crowell, Sims Owens, and Trey Newland. Well, Jim Jordan and I were talking about Flagler trying to play its way into the PBC tournament. The top 8 teams make the tournament, and they've been kind of fighting that uphill battle for the last couple of weeks, but now they've won 6 straight, and they are actually by percentage points ahead of Augusta for that 8th spot.
Oh, fantastic.
But Flagler has to go to number 1 Georgia Southwestern for their final 3 games,
Wow.
and Augusta gets number 10 USC Buford. Here's a ground ball to short, backhanded. The throw
Long throw.
is in time. Nice play by
throw.
Peyton Schubert. Now, you were more of an outfielder, or were you not, or were you an infielder in your days? Because I know you were a speedy guy more than a power guy.
Yeah, well, I guess if we go back all the way, it was, I started on the mound, and then, for some reason, my ERA was too high. I ended up at third. And then they found out I was pretty fast, and I ended up in the outfield. So I don't know where they were going to put me next. They just kept moving me away. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Back to the top of the order, and Sims Owens. And I know you were a fast-pitch softball guy, a sport that is not as common these days as it was, say, in you and Dave Barnett's day. You're kind of a contemporary of Coach Barnett, roughly. Here's a fly ball into left. And there are quickly 2 gone.
Yeah, fast pitch was great. Totally different game than arc ball, which seemed to take over and be more popular for several reasons. But
well, and I'm not sure if you remember, I think we've talked about this. You know, Coach Barnett played with the king in his court.
Eddie Feiner, right?
Yep, Eddie Feiner.
Eddie Feiner.
Yep. And if you look at the numbers for Feiner, of course, the Barnstorm, if you're not familiar, is a barnstorming four-man softball team. I think they had, I'm not sure they had a catcher. They must have maybe had perhaps one of the opposing teams catch, but Coach Barnett was the shortstop. There was a first baseman, and I believe there was an outfielder.
And that's what I was going to say. Yeah, so that would be what I thought they did have a catcher. So you would have one outfielder.
Maybe they may not have had an outfielder. That could have been it. They could have had a catcher first and short. Because I remember Coach Barnett telling me that it was kind of his job if something got out of it to fly into the outfield for any potential base hits.
Okay.
And Feiner didn't allow a lot. Count is 2-2 to Newland.
I think he's ahead of Nolan Ryan with his strikeout record.
Ground ball to short. This should be an interesting play. Schubert, and the play is not made as the throw takes the first baseman Garcia off the bag. It's an error on Schubert.
Garcia tried to sweep the tag, but claims he got him, but the ump disagreed.
So the inning continues, and here's Donovan Garcia. Yeah, Feiner with 9,743 wins. He had 141,000 plus strikeouts, 930 no-hitters, and 238 perfect games in his long career. Here's another hit as the inning continues. Garcia has a single, and there are runners at first and second now for the Saints.
Nice two-out rally.
Now batting third baseman number 11, Jaden Ward.
We got a little precipitation coming down on our fans outside. I'd seen on my phone there was a chance of a light passing shower, but it shouldn't be a problem.
Here's Jaden Ward. First pitch, grounded to second, and the second baseman will take it himself. Nobles with the play. Saints get a hit, and they strand a couple. It's still 1-1 as we head to the fourth. Top of the fourth inning. It's a 1-1 game. Here with the play-by-play is Jordan Fauci.
So Janata working through 2 innings quick as this one's going to be lined into left field. Making the catch on the run is Garcia. Janata has pitched well into this third inning. 1 pitch and 1 out. A very quick inning for him back in the second. Only 4 pitches. He will face now Leonel Garcia, the first baseman. Garcia in his first at-bat of the day flew out to right field. This one's going to be popped up into right field again. Owens underneath, and he'll make the catch. 2 pitches and 2 outs here. Janata really cruising now. This will be Aquarius Tompkins, the center fielder. Had a single in his last at-bat. Watches the pitch outside. Aquarius Tompkins also has appeared pitching this season for Edward Waters. 1 appearance, 3 innings, allowed 1 hit. Go along with that. Batting .293 on the season, so just an all-around ball player. Count will be 1-1. That one inside nearly caught Tompkins. This one's going to be lined into left. He'll get down for a base knock. Tompkins 2 for 2 on the day. It'll be Dalton Pass now. Pass was hit by a pitch back in the second. Janata comes set, the 0-1. Breaking ball in for a called strike. Janata got into trouble with this part of the order back in the second. But that swung on and missed. Janata sends him down nearly in order. Pass stranded on first. The Saints will take a 1-1 ball game into the bottom of the fourth. There'll be a new arm on the mound here for the Tigers, Darius Blasange. He'll face 5, 6, and 7 here. Coy Phillips set to get things going. He struck out in his first at-bat. We're all still tied up at 1. Saints stranding runners on first and second in the latter frame. But Jake Janata, in what could be potentially the final performance of his career here in college, he's bounced around, pitching very well. 4 hits, allowed 1 run. A couple of strikeouts for the senior, who was honored last Sunday at Senior Day. The 1-0 here to Phillips. This one into right and will be caught. So 2 pitches, 1 out here for Blasange. Apologize to Darius's family if I'm not pronouncing that correct. Generally, there's a pronunciation guide to go along with these rosters, but today we were not blessed with that, so I'm doing my best job here. This will bring up Taylor Clapp. He's 1 for 1 on the day. Had a double in his first at-bat. Came around to score on a sacrifice fly from... Never mind, he was stranded actually at third. My mistake. The 1-0 pitch. Fouled back. And the count will be even now at 1-1. This one's going to be driven into center. Ranging into the gap. And making a nice catch on the run is Darius Tompkins. But Clapp putting a charge into that ball, not making it easy for the Tigers center fielder. Let's bring up Matthew Burke. He grounded out to his counterpart at second base in his last at-bat. 2 down now for the Saints. Pretty much every day second baseman. He actually did not appear last week against Edward Waters. Got a day off of rest. He also was resting on Sunday. Sanjay with the sidearm delivery drops in a strike. Little sidearm cheese there for the right-hander. It's from St. Petersburg, Florida, a graduate student for Edward Waters. This one grounded to second base. Throw on to first is in time. A 1-2-3 inning for Blasange as he blanks the Saints in the bottom of the 4th. We'll head to the top of the 5th in a 1-1 ball game here on the Peach Belt Conference Network. It'll be Caden Hutchinson as Janata still in the game here for the Saints, going into his 5th inning of work. Maybe the longest outing for Janata this season. Already has his season high in strikeouts as well. This is his season high in innings pitched as he's worked through 4. First pitch breaking ball just misses outside. Beautiful yakka there from the senior. Got 2 arms in the bullpen warming for the Saints. First pitch fouled off here, so it can be 1-2 now. The 1-2 fouled off. Janata winds the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed in the dirt. Janata doing a good job getting Hutchinson to go fishing on a ball for the Worms there as he will grab a piece of the bench. Be one down now in the top of the fifth. He's going to bring up the second baseman, John Nobles. He flew out to left in his first at-bat. Janata, also known as Janta Claus by his teammates, due to a funny spelling error on one of the billboards here for the seniors. Slow roller, clap charging. Throw on to first is not in time. Tough play there for Phillips. Long stretch for the Saints first baseman on a bang-bang play. It'll go down as a base hit. There'll be a runner on here for Chase Morris, the right fielder. This one popped up into shallow right, drifting foul, and it will get down as three Saints converge. Janata, 59 pitches, 4 1/3 innings of work, 5 hits allowed, 1 run, 3 strikeouts, which matches his season high. The 0-1 pitch. Counts even now to Chase Morris. Didn't see Morris in the last game against these two. However, hitting the ball extremely well, 383 batting average in 47 at-bats. He has 18 hits, 2 doubles, and 4 RBIs with an OPS just north of 950. The 1-2 pitch from Janata just misses. Don't quite know where that one misses as they're squeezing the senior here. It'll be 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Little dribbler back up the middle. Gonna tag the runner at second. Throw to first is not in time. Tough ball there to turn two, as that one was hit pretty much off the end of the bat. Janata reached his hand down to try and field that one, but elected to let that one roll through to Burke. It's going to bring the top of the lineup back around. It'll be Peyton Schubert. Schubert has flown out to left field and also struck out in this ball game. Takeoffs. This one's driven high and deep into right field. No doubt about that one as it clanks off the top of the wall. It's a 2-run shot for Schubert as Edward Waters takes a 3-1 lead. Almost a calamity there for Edward Waters as Schubert took a second to admire that one, but pretty much just an inch away from being a long single. Going to bring up Anthony Roman, the catcher. Up until that point, Janata pitching extremely well. First pitch breaking ball in for a called strike. A little front door breaking ball there for Janata. This one to Ward at third, throwing to first is in time, and the Saints will head into the bottom half here of the fifth, trailing 3-1 after the 2-run bomb from Peyton Schubert. Leading off here for the Saints is going to be the designated hitter, Ashton Bam Thomas. Struck out in his first at-bat. Saints looking to get back into this one after the 2-run bomb from Peyton Schubert in the latter half of the frame. Lasange on for his second inning of work. That one off the hands of Thomas, and that will be an E5 there as the third baseman came on and just could not make the play. Schoening wouldn't have had to rush there, as Thomas not the most fleet of foot on the Saints team, but he'll be a leadoff runner here for Johnny Kroll. Crowell grounded out to the shortstop in his last at-bat. Thought about the first pitch, but laid off to his benefit. The count will be 1-0 as Lasange missed. This one, a little dribbler back to the mound. Coming on is Schoening, the third baseman, only plays to first. Now the Saints will have a runner in scoring position for the top of the lineup in Sims Owens. A lot of weak contact here from the Saints. Lasange, the right-handed sidearm hurler, doing well in relief of Will Valenti, who went 3 innings, 48 pitches, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Have to imagine that it'll be the end of the day for Jake Janata. Janata, through 5 innings of work, his season high went 67 pitches, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, and 3 strikeouts. Owens showing bunt, pulls it back as that one nearly caught him in the back foot. The count will be 1 ball and no strikes to the Saints' right fielder. He's falling out to left both times. That one high and inside. Owens showing bunt, but that one will catch him in the back. And he'll be on with a hit by pitch here. Saints with the runners at first and second now for Trey Newland, who has reached both times today. First on a walk and the other time on an E6. That one in the dirt, picked nicely by the backstop for the Tigers, Anthony Roman. Breaking ball. Tough pitch there for Newland. That one coming from behind him with the arm slot of the sidearm Lasange. That one able to clip the inside corner. Very effective pitch for the sidearm Lasange. The 1-1. Fouled off, and that one's going to drift over near the Saints softball field here at the Flagler Athletic Complex. Count will be 1-2 to the Saints center fielder. Long looking by Lasange. Comes set. The 1-2 pitch. That one in the dirt. Newland offers at it. And he'll go down swinging. There'll be 2 down now for Donovan Garcia. Garcia has reached both times today. Singled in his last at bat. Nice line drive into shallow left field for the Saints. Left fielder today, he's moved around quite a lot in his Saints career. Been a shortstop, a right fielder, a left fielder, is DH'd a handful of times as well. Sanjay pulled that one. Good job there by Roman to stop that one from getting to the backstop and advancing the runners. Garcia batting .219 on the season. Has a pair of homers, 4 doubles, and a triple. Take that pitch inside. Sanjay struggling with his control here. Interesting note, Sanjay didn't really know if he was going out in the last half of the inning. Came out late, thought he was only throwing 1. The 2-0 pitch here. That one misses low. The count will be 3 balls and no strikes now to Donovan Garcia, who's shown an ability to work a walk since returning to the lineup here. Good eye. Garcia with 13 walks on the season and only 96 at-bats. His brother, Griffin, with 18, and that'll be a 4-pitch walk for the Saints left fielder. The base is drunk now for who has been the best hitter on the Saints team all season, Jaden Ward. Ward batting .325 with 10 doubles, a homer, and 27 RBIs, which is tied for the team lead. We have a meeting of the minds out here on the mound between Blasanjay and the catcher Anthony Roman. This could be a big at-bat here in this non-conference affair. Doesn't mean anything for the standings. However, the Saints would like to take a 6-game winning streak into Georgia Southwestern, who is tied for the Peach Belt Conference lead in the standings with USC Aiken. First pitch here to Ward. Breaking ball. Ward wanted to take that one into the parking lot. Big cut on and miss for the Saints' third baseman. Ward with only 1 homer this season. Surprising numbers for a guy who can really put a charge into the ball when he makes contact. Got a 12-game hitting streak at one point this season, Ward did. That one nearly caught him as he gets out of the way. I almost would have liked to see him not get out of the way there, take a pitch off the shoulder, bring in a run, and then you have Taylor Clapp, or actually Coy Phillips, do up. You'd have the right-hander throw into the lefty. Ward will take that one the other way and foul. Count will be 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Peach Belt Conference Tournament taking place May 5th through May 7th. Location still to be determined, as there could be a lot of movement. The 1-2 pitch, that one misses low and outside. We'll have deuces across the board here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Sanjay comes set. The payoff pitch. This one could get down. A little floater into left. It's going to get down and bring home a run. They're going to send Owens, and he'll score. It's a tie ball game on the 2-run RBI single from Jaden Ward. Great piece of hitting, a great piece of base running as Owens nearly caught Ashton Thomas at the plate. So now there'll be runners on first and second here for Coy Phillips. Saints with quite the 2-out rally. Great at bat from Donovan Garcia, and then Jaden Ward able to muscle a single over the third baseman and shortstop's heads. First pitch in on the hands of Coy Phillips, called the strike. The 0-1 swung on and missed. Phillips was thinking about 4 there with that hack. Interesting to see here. Basanje's toyed with his arm angle on multiple occasions here. He's come over the top, it seems, to majority of left-handers. And it'll be a 3-pitch strikeout for him. But the Saints able to do some damage with 2 outs and tie this one up at 3 on the RBI single from Jaden Ward. We'll have a new arm on the mound here for the Saints in the 6th. There'll be a new arm on the mound here for the Saints, as that will close the book on Jake Janata's day. 5 innings, 6 hits allowed, 3 runs, all of which earned, 3 strikeouts. The longest appearance for Janata on the season, in what could potentially be the final appearance for him in a Saints uniform. So shout out to Janata and all of his family on a fantastic career in college baseball. He's bounced around a lot. Found a home here with the Saints for his senior season and was effective throughout the year. The new arm on the mound will be Benjamin Stubbs, the freshman from Macon, Georgia, a product of Tatnall Square Academy. Stubbs, the left-hander, sending the leadoff man here for the Tigers down on 3 pitches. That was Hugo Schoenig going down. It's going to be Leonel Garcia. First pitch swinging for him as he'll drive one into the Saints bullpen. So a handful of defensive changes here for the Saints as well. Griffin Garcia now catching. Jack Hodges at third and Zach Thomas at second. Saw this same duo in the infield between Hodges and Thomas on Sunday in relief of Burke. And actually, we saw Thomas start. We saw Hodges come in late for the Saints, but Stubbs rolling here. The count will be 1-2 now to Garcia. Breaking ball's looking fantastic for the left-hander. Stands 5'11". A bit of cheese on that one as it misses high and outside. That'll be 2-2. That one misses high as here Stubbs is really trying to elevate with some authority. The 3-2 pitch. This one's going to be sent back up the middle, but ranging over and making the catch on the line drive is Trey Newland. This will bring up Aquarius Tompkins. Tompkins is 2 for 2 on the day with a pair of singles. Stubbs locating the fastballs. That one was swung under by Tompkins. The count will be 1-2 here to Tompkins as Stubbs looks for his second strikeout. This one's grounded to Hodges at third. Throw from across the diamond is in time, and that'll be a 1-2-3 inning for Benjamin Stubbs. We'll head to the top of the seventh here, or the bottom of the sixth, my mistake, here at Drysdale Field, momentarily on the Peach Belt Conference Network. Bottom of the sixth set to get going here. Will be a new arm on the mound. Carson Hurst set to face Taylor Clapp, Zach Thomas, and Ashton Thomas. So the Thomas is set to bat back-to-back. Hurst in his last appearance pitched against the Saints when one inning, allowing one hit, only 12 pitches. This year he's actually had quite the season with a 2.57 ERA, but that one catches the Saints shortstop in the back, runs up inside there, and it'll be a leadoff base runner for the Saints. It'll be Zach Thomas to bat with the runner on. Clapp has shown the ability to swipe a bag when needed. 7 for 9 on the season, which is tied for fourth place. Thomas pops up the bunt, and that will be caught by the third baseman, Schoening. Tough break there for the Saints. Unfortunate. That's some poor execution. Never want to pop up the bunt, especially if it's going to be a sacrifice. You can't even move the runner over. But it'll be Ashton Thomas, the Saints' left-handed DH, set to bat here. He reached on an error in his last at-bat. First pitch misses inside to Thomas. Saints with a pair of relievers warming up in the bullpen. Going to check on Clapp at first. Thomas, the junior from Evans, Georgia, product of Georgia Highlands College, transferred over here before the start of last season, as that one's going to be grounded foul down the first base line. Thomas came in and was one of the best pure hitters on the team last season. Batting average north of 300, but has struggled this season. He played a lot of left field last year and first base as well, but has been exclusively a DH here for the Saints this season. Count will be 1-1 here to Thomas. Pitch misses. Oh, that one's called a strike. To see. Looked as if it was off the plate there, however. Delayed call there from our home plate umpire. The 1-2. This one's going to find its way through the infield. Clapp will hold up at second, but Thomas with his first hit of the ball game. Want to see nice ground ball through the 4-3 hole. It'll be Griffin Garcia who came in relief of Johnny Kroll defensively in the last inning. Garcia, in limited at-bats, tied for second on the team, or has sole possession of second on the team in walks. So ground this one deep into second. Throw on to first is in time. Ranging over and making the play was Nobles. It's going to move the runners up now. We'll have runners at second and third for the top of the lineup in Sims Owens. Owens was hit by a pitch in his last at-bat, has not yet recorded a hit on the day here. Take a first pitch breaking ball that misses outside. That one nearly caught Owens again. It's the back foot breaking ball forces the Saints right fielder to jump out of the way. Count will be 3-0 as Owens, who leads the Saints in walks with 21 on the season, has worked himself into quite the count. Nobles, the second baseman, playing deep on the infield, pretty much in short right field, as that one's going to miss outside. The bases will be walked, loaded for Trey Newland. An opportunity here for the Saints to do some damage with 2 outs, just as they did in the prior frame. We're going to have a meeting on the mound here. Even that's Reynaldo Otero, the Edward Waters assistant coach. There is an arm warming up in the bullpen, a right-hander going for the Tigers. We're going to take a brief pause here to thank a few of our corporate sponsors. Applebee's, our dining room is now open. Academy Bus, we know the way. Bailey Group, no matter where you want to go, we'll help you get there. Ameris Bank, savings for the expected and unexpected. Birchall & Company, find your homes today. South State Bank, welcome to Eat Banking Forward. And Chick-fil-A, eat more chicken. Almost said South State Bank, welcome to Eating Forward. Hungry, could go for some Chick-fil-A after this game. Bases are loaded here for Trey Newland. He's had himself a solid season. He's reached twice today, but bats above 300 on the year. Also leads the Peach Belt Conference in stolen bases. He notched himself another today. He'll have 25 on the year. The 1-0. This one grounded up the middle. Diving stop. Flip on is not in time. A great defensive play that prevents a run from scoring, an additional run from scoring on the stop from the shortstop, Peyton Schubert. However, the flip onto the second baseman, John Nobles, was not in time, so the Saints will take a 4-3 lead. The only play there for Schubert, who also hit a 2-run homer back in the 5th inning. It's a bang-bang play. Saints get the benefit of the call, and it'll bring up Donovan Garcia. Garcia, a threat with the bat in his hands to hit a long ball. He has 2 homers on the season, 27 RBIs, and an opportunity to bump that one up a few as he'll fly one into right field, ranging over, as that one will drift into the Saints' bullpen. Chase Morris giving a good ability, or showing off the range there, chasing that ball down, but not able to get to it as it drifted into the Saints' bullpen, where there is a right-hander warming. Stubbs rolled through the Tigers in the last frame. That pitch misses outside. The count will be 1-2 now to Garcia. Garcia has reached in all of his at-bats so far today. Technically 1-for-1 with a single, but has drawn 2 walks. The 1-2 pitch. That one called third strike on the corner as Garcia will walk back to the dugout. Saints lead 4-3 on the RBI single from Trey Newland. We'll head to the top of the 7th here at Drysdale Field momentarily. So it'll be Dalton Pass here for the Tigers. They trail now 4-3. The new arm on the mound for the Saints is Blake Pasante, the 5'9" freshman from Mechanicsville. This one's going to be a slow dribbler to Thomas, the second baseman, flips on to first, and it's in time. 1 pitch and 1 out for the freshman Pasante, the son of Milton Pasante and Terry Pasante Close. He's a finance major and has pitched a couple times for the Saints this season. 5 2/3 total of work. Now 6 innings of work for Pasante. He's allowed 12 hits, 5 earned runs. He's allowed a homer. He has a 7.94 ERA. That one misses outside. Good location there for Pasante. That one misses just a bit high. Pasante showing off the velo. Pasante with a great head of moss coming out the back of that hat. Really got to applaud the flow game of Pasante. This one's going to be grounded to Clapp. Should be a routine play. The throw on to first is picked by Coy Phillips. 2 up and 2 down for Pasante, who's cruising here for the Saints. Stubbs came in. Benjamin Stubbs came in relief of Jake Janata and pitched 14 pitches and struck out 1 in his only inning of work, and now is relieved by Pasante, who's well on his way to having another shutdown inning for the Saints. Breaking ball finds the zone as well. Pasante, real effective here. Only 7 pitches for the right-hander. His 8th is just outside. Bit of a waste pitch there. This is John Knowles, the second baseman. Another breaking ball misses outside. We'll have deuces across the board here in the top of the 7th inning. Looks like Brad Vondruska warming up in the pen for the Saints. The 2-2 misses outside as well. So Pasante, after starting off the count, starting off the batter very well, got him in an 0-2 hole. Knowles has now worked it back to a 3-2 count. The payoff pitch on the way. That one a check swing. Foul ball. The 3-2 pitch. This one grounded to Clapp at short, charging. He'll make a throw on to first, and it's in time. Pasante, 3 up and 3 down. So he gets congratulated by the Saints dugout, and we'll take a 4-3 lead into the bottom of the 7th here at Drysdale Field. The Saints are rolling and look to make it 6 straight wins. Hurst in his second inning of work here will face the heart of the Saints lineup. Jack Hodges will get his first at-bat of the day. He replaced Jaden Ward defensively in the sixth. So it'll be Hodges, Phillips, and Clapp. Jack Hodges, the sophomore from Fleming Island, graduate of St. Johns County Day School, as he'll look to find a gap here. That one's driven back deep, and it's going to one-hop the wall. Be extra bases for Jack Hodges. The right fielder slipped as he corralled that ball over by the 370 marker. That'll be the first extra base hit of Jack Hodges' career. He's going to bring up Coy Phillips. Phillips has struggled today, has struck out twice and flown out to the right fielder, but has a duck on the pond in the way of Jack Hodges. First pitch, a delayed call there from our home plate umpire. That will be 0-1 as it's an okay day here in St. Augustine, a bit chillier than we've been accustomed to. There was a chance of rain, but it appears that has moved on. The 0-1 is popped up into foul territory down the left field line, and that's going to drift into the Tigers' bullpen. Carson Hurst, the right-hander, stands 6'1", is from Jacksonville, Florida, just a little bit up the road. Comes down here to face the Saints. This is his second appearance against the Saints. He's pitched one inning the last time. This is just last Tuesday, just 7 days ago. The count will be 1-2 now to Coy Phillips. Phillips went 1 for 4 in the last game as he'll foul this one back towards the backstop. The 1-2 pitch here to Phillips. Swung on and missed. He'll strike out his third time today. This will bring up Taylor Clapp. Forgettable day for Coy Phillips, who's been so good for the Saints since re-entering the starting lineup. But it's just one of those days for the Saints' first baseman. It will be the Saints' shortstop now, Taylor Clapp. Clapp already with a double today. Nearly takes a pitch off the shoulder there. That one was high and inside from Hurst. The 1-1. Breaking ball catches the outside corner. Well, dottage there from Hurst. As the count will be now 1-2 to the Saints shortstop. Big hole in between the second baseman and first baseman here for the Tigers. So trying to keep the runner Hodges close at second. Count will be even now at 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. That one misses high as Clapp works this count all the way to 3-2 now. Quality at bat for the Saints shortstop. Clapp has walked 16 times on the year as well. The 3-2 pitch. This one's going the other way, and it's going to get down for a single. They're going to send Hodges. The throw from right is not in time. The pitcher, Hurst, came through and tried to cut that one off. I don't know why he did that, but it allowed the runner Clapp to advance to second. A mental mistake for the relief pitcher for the Tigers, as the Saints will take a 5-3 lead here. Really confusing decision there. A strong throw from right field. Chase Morris, a good ball to throw on. Delivered a strike home, and it would have been a bang-bang play at the plate, but for some reason, Hurst came in and tried to block that one. This is going to be a dribbler down the third baseline. So the runner will be Clapp at second. That'll be 1-1 to Zach Thomas. Popped out to the third baseman on a sacrifice bunt attempt. 1-1 pitch. Swing at an elevated fastball. Fouled off into the mitt. Saints won the last game last Tuesday, 6-1. The Tigers showing a bit more life on offense after the Peyton Schubert 2-run homer. This one's going to be popped into right field. Hodges is going to tag up from second. The throw will be cut off. So a productive out there for Zach Thomas is now a runner will be just 90 feet away for Ashton Thomas, the Saints' designated hitter. Thomas singled in his last at-bat. He's reached twice today. First pitch here from Hurst. Located well on the outside corner for a called strike. Changeup misses in the dirt. Count will be 1-1 now to the Saints left-hander. That one misses inside as well. Thomas said earlier in the ball game, showing off a very mature approach at the plate. He struggled this season. However, the at-bats we've seen from him recently have been very good. This one fouled off. We'll have deuces across the board here in the bottom of the seventh. No action in the Tigers' bullpen as they're content allow Hurst to work through two full. The 2-2 pitch fouled off down the first base line. So we'll redo it now at 2-2. Hurst comes set. This one's fouled off into this dugout here. Into the parking lot, my mistake, here at Drysdale Field. Thomas really working the count here. Now the ninth pitch of the at-bat. My mistake. The seventh pitch of the at-bat. Flagler not known for its math department here. The 2-2 misses high as Thomas works this one full. Hurst going to have to attack Thomas, which could be a dangerous situation. The 3-2. Did he go? He did not. It'll be a walk for Ashton Thomas. A great at-bat for the Saints' designated hitter. The runners at the corners now for Griffin Garcia. Garcia this season batting .224, has one double. He's batted in 7 runs. We're going to check on Thomas at first. Not entirely sure why. I don't think Ashton Thomas has a stolen base in his career here at Flagler. Definitely doesn't have one this season. This one's going to be popped up into center. Actually, the left fielder is going to charge and make the catch. And that will do it. Saints strand runners on the corners, but take another run here in the bottom of the 7th. They lead 5-3. We will head to the top of the 8th with a new pitcher on the mound. We'll give you his information when we get into the action in the 8th here on the Peach Belt Conference Network. And we are back now for the 8th inning. Taking us over with play-by-play will be Dave Wenda.
Hey, thanks for a lot, Jordan. Took a few innings off, had some friends in the stands. Enjoying different vantage points. Kind of fun to watch from behind home plate. You know, you see the pitches much more clearly than we see them up here. Batters Chase Morris. Morris 1 for 2 today with a run scored. And a line drive and a base hit as this one falls in. So the leadoff man is aboard here in the 8th. Back to the top of the order, and Peyton Schubert. New pitcher for the Saints is number 34, Justin Haskins, a 6'1", 215-pound freshman out of Sewanee, Georgia. First pitch swinging, Schubert flies it into short right. Thomas ranges over and makes the catch. And quickly 2 down. 1 down and 1 out. Trying to catch up here. And here's Anthony Roman, the catcher. Roman 0 for 3. Saints 5 runs on 7 hits, no errors. Tigers 3 runs, 7 hits, 3 errors committed.
What a breaking ball there from Haskins. Had Roman, the catcher, just backing up there, completely froze him, thought that was coming high and tight to him, and able to drop that one into the strike zone.
2 pitch just off the plate. Haskins, the 4th pitcher of the day. Jake Janata started, went 5 innings. Allowed the 3 Edward Waters runs. We're on our breaks, and this one... So it's a strikeout. Stolen base for Morris. And here's Hugo Schoening. This game a lot like a week ago in terms of the way the pitchers have lined up for the Saints. Janata starting. Stubbs comes in. Pasante also saw action a week ago, as did Haskins. We've not seen Nofi yet. Or Vondruska.
Vondruska's warmed up a couple times for the Saints as well. I've seen him out in the pen when Janata got in trouble both times, and he was elected not to come in by Jeff Pelkey and Dave Barnett.
Runner breaks for third, and the throw is there. A strong throw from Griffin Garcia. Nails Morris at third, and the inning is over. 5-3 Saints. Bottom of the 8th inning, Saints clinging to a 2-run lead. And a pinch hitter, Bryce Fitzgerald, will bat for Sims Owens.
Number 19, Bryce Fitzgerald.
Well, Fitzgerald has been putting the bat on the ball effectively lately. First pitch popped up into right field. And the catch is made. So 1 pitch and 1 out.
Put the bat on the ball there.
Yeah.
Not effectively.
No. And here's Trey Newland. Newland 1 for 3 with a run and a rib.
Singled in his last at bat in a controversial play, or call it second.
He'll swing at the first pitch. Another fly ball out to Morris. And there are quickly 2 gone. Here's Donovan Garcia, the left fielder. He's 1 for 2. Also a couple of free passes.
James a lot more effective this go around than he was in the last time that he faced the Saints. A lot of run. On no hits, so.
Oh, and 2 the count to Donovan. Plays off the pitch inside. And he's able to check his swing.
Showed off the forearm strength there to hold that bat back.
Two stays up in the zone. So Garcia, after falling behind 0-2, has now worked the count full. Grounded foul.
Garcia took a pitch in a full count that in his last at bat that was called a strike in that same exact location. I thought it was a little bit inside. However, home plate umpire didn't see it that way.
Fly ball into right center field. The center fielder, Tompkins, will call for it. 3 up and 3 down for the Saints. We head to the 9th. It's 5-3 Flagler. And welcome back. A new pitcher for the Saints is Brad Vondruska. He'll try to save it. It's a 5-3 Saints lead.
I'd like to take a brief moment today. This is my last broadcast here at Flagler College, for Flagler baseball at least. The same place I got my start 4 years ago, and I'd like to thank a whole host of people. First and foremost, I'd like to thank the parents and the fans of Saints baseball for putting up with my nonsense for the better part of the last 3 seasons up here in the booth. I've brought a lot of new lingo here to the broadcast.
Pair of shoes,
a whole host of other things as well. I'd like to thank the Flagler Athletic Department, most specifically Mr. Judd Damon, our athletic director Matt Green, and John Jordan for allowing me to grow as a broadcaster. There's been a couple bumps in the road here and there. I'd like to thank you, Dave, for being a great example of a broadcaster to me and a great partner in the baseball booth.
Thank
for the
you.
last
It's
couple
been
of
a pleasure
seasons.
having you.
Thank you. And lastly, I'd like to thank the players for the Saints for allowing me access to all of y'all. It has been a fantastic time up in the booth for these last 3 seasons, and I hope you guys enjoyed it just as much as I have on the broadcast.
Very nicely said. Hugo Schoening batting for Edward Waters. Vondruska takes over on the mound. This is his 14th appearance. He's 1-1. Has a 3.06 ERA. 17 2/3 innings. He's allowed 14 hits, 6 runs. He struck out 6 and walked 5. And this would be his first save if he's able to close the door on the Tigers. High pop fly, and it's taken by Thomas at second, one away.
Now batting, the first baseman.
Good job there from Thomas to take charge. You could hear him up in the booth calling for that one.
Yep. Here's Leonel Garcia. 0 for 3 on the evening. Big cut and a miss. Vondruska came to the program as a much heralded hitter, two-way player. Now he's exclusively a pitcher.
He's done well this season pitching as well, so a good transition for him. Surprised we haven't seen him get any pinch hitting spots, being such a notable hitter.
That's a good point.
We've seen Justin Haskins play both ways this season for the Saints, but nothing from Vondruska.
That is kind of a strange situation. Just missed with that one. Wanted that pitch.
Got squeezed a little in the lower half of the zone there.
Wave and a miss. And the Tigers are down to their last out.
So you come back after pitch that you think is going to be a called strike, come back with a beautiful slider off the outer half, and you draw a silly-looking swing from Garcia.
So here's DeQuarius Tompkins. Vondruska working quickly. Just past the 2-hour mark of the game. And one stays off the plate. Ball 2. Popped foul and drifting out of play. Oh, remember the big series, the series of the season, and it will determine if the season continues for Flagler, is this weekend at Georgia Southwestern. Starts off Friday, continues Saturday and Sunday, a single game each day. Here's a line drive and a fall-in for a base hit in front of Newland, and the game continues.
3 hits on the day for Tompkins. He's had a solid day at the plate.
Here's Dalton Pass. Remember, the Saints need to win as many games or more games than Augusta does this weekend to hold on to that 8th and final spot in the PBC tournament. Fouled out of play. Pass is 0 for 2. He has a strikeout on the day. And Vondruska's ahead 0-2. Knocked down at short, and Clapp unable to make the throw. Second consecutive hit with 2 outs here in the 9th for Edward Waters.
Clapp doing a great job there to stop that one. Would have been one of the best defensive plays we've had all this year if he could have rolled over and found Zach Thomas on second. Can't really fault him for lobbing that one over his head, though, as tried that while he was still laying down.
Great play just to keep it on the infield. High and tight from Vondruska. This is Caden Hutchinson. Hutchinson has a hit and a run batted in. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and that'll do it. Vondruska gets the save. Saints improve to 15-27 on the year. Edward Waters drops to 17-20. Final score, 5-3 for my partner, Jordan Fauci, our producer, Laurel Plexico, Sports Information Director, John Jordan, and our special guest, Jim Pegas. I'm Dave Wenda. Thanks for joining us here on the PBC Network.